The emergence of GLP-1 receptor agonists is reshaping the medical landscape, offering new hope for millions affected by metabolic disorders such as type 2 diabetes and obesity. These drugs, initially developed to help control blood sugar levels, have demonstrated an unexpected and profound secondary effect: substantial weight loss. This dual benefit has catapulted them into widespread use and has ignited a broader conversation about the future of obesity treatment, the definition of chronic disease, and how healthcare systems will adapt to this rapidly evolving field. GLP-1, or glucagon-like peptide 1, is a hormone naturally produced in the gut in response to food intake. Its physiological role is multifaceted. It stimulates insulin secretion when blood sugar levels rise, suppresses glucagon production, slows the emptying of the stomach, and communicates satiety signals to the brain. This finely tuned hormonal response plays a crucial role in maintaining energy balance and blood glucose homeostasis. However, in individuals with type 2 diabetes or obesity, these mechanisms are often impaired, contributing to a cycle of overeating, insulin resistance, and metabolic dysfunction. The pharmaceutical innovation behind GLP-1 receptor agonists lies in their ability to mimic this natural hormone while resisting the rapid degradation that limits the activity of endogenous GLP-1. The result is a drug that can persist longer in the bloodstream, exerting sustained effects on both blood glucose regulation and appetite suppression. Patients using these medications frequently report a marked decrease in hunger, earlier satiety during meals, and in many cases, significant reductions in body weight over time. Originally approved for the management of type 2 diabetes, drugs in this class have evolved quickly. Clinical trials revealed that patients taking GLP-1 agonists not only experienced improved glycemic control but also showed reductions in cardiovascular events such as heart attacks and strokes. This led to a re-evaluation of their utility, expanding their application into broader chronic disease prevention. In parallel, the remarkable weight loss effects observed in diabetic patients prompted a surge of interest in using these medications for obesity alone, independent of diabetes status. As new formulations and brand names enter the market, including weekly injections and oral versions, demand has skyrocketed. Individuals struggling with obesity, a condition long stigmatized and inadequately addressed, are now presented with a viable pharmacological option that offers real, measurable results. Unlike traditional diet pills of the past that often relied on stimulants and carried substantial health risks, GLP-1 receptor agonists work in harmony with the body's natural signaling pathways. For many, they offer a pathway out of the cycle of weight loss and regain, providing a bridge to better health outcomes and improved quality of life. However, the meteoric rise of GLP-1 drugs is not without controversy. Access remains uneven, with high costs and limited insurance coverage placing these treatments out of reach for many who could benefit. This raises ethical and policy questions. Should effective obesity treatments be made universally accessible, especially when obesity itself contributes to rising healthcare costs and chronic disease burden? Critics argue that these drugs are becoming lifestyle medications for the wealthy, while others see them as a long overdue recognition that obesity is a medical condition, not a moral failing. There are also concerns about long-term safety. While most users tolerate GLP-1 drugs well, common side effects include nausea, vomiting, and gastrointestinal discomfort, particularly when starting treatment. More rare but serious risks have been reported, including inflammation of the pancreas, gallbladder issues, and potential thyroid tumors, though the data on these risks remains inconclusive. For many, these potential hazards are outweighed by the substantial benefits in weight reduction, blood sugar control, and cardiovascular protection, but ongoing surveillance and research are crucial. Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects of this new class of drugs is the way it is reshaping public attitudes about obesity and chronic illness. Weight loss is no longer seen solely as a matter of willpower and discipline. Instead, it is increasingly viewed through the lens of biology, neuroendocrine function, and pharmaceutical intervention. This shift in perspective aligns with decades of scientific research suggesting that weight is regulated by complex interactions between genetics, hormones, and environment, not simply a matter of calories in versus calories out. As a result, more people are open to the idea of medical treatment for obesity, much like they would accept medication for hypertension or asthma. The success of GLP-1 receptor agonists has also attracted attention from investors, biotech companies, and food manufacturers. Analysts predict that this drug category could generate tens of billions of dollars annually, making it one of the most lucrative sectors in modern medicine. Meanwhile, the food and beverage industry is closely monitoring the ripple effects. If a substantial percentage of the population reduces their appetite and consumes fewer calories, the implications for snack food sales, fast food chains, and the processed food economy could be profound. Already, some companies are investing in reformulating their products or diversifying into wellness sectors to hedge against potential losses. For patients, the availability of GLP-1 receptor agonists opens new possibilities. Individuals who have struggled with their weight for decades, who have tried countless diets and exercise regimens without long-term success, now have access to a tool that addresses the biological roots of their condition. This can lead to transformative changes, not only physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Weight loss can improve mobility, ease joint pain, enhance sleep, and reduce the risk of diseases like hypertension, fatty liver, and even certain cancers. Beyond that, it often boosts self-esteem and restores a sense of agency over one's health. Still, questions remain about sustainability. When patients stop taking GLP-1 drugs, many experience a return of appetite and weight gain. This suggests that for many, these medications may be lifelong treatments, akin to insulin for type 1 diabetes or statins for high cholesterol. That introduces new challenges around long-term adherence, affordability, and side effect management. It also invites a broader societal conversation about how we define cure versus management in chronic disease. Some critics worry that the popularity of GLP-1 receptor agonists could lead to overprescription or use by individuals without medical need, potentially creating a new wave of dependency on pharmaceuticals for weight control. Others are concerned that pharmaceutical solutions may distract from broader public health measures that address the root causes of obesity, such as ultra-processed food environments, sedentary lifestyles, economic inequality, and psychological stress. They argue that medication should be one component of a comprehensive approach, not a standalone fix. Despite these debates, it is clear that GLP-1 receptor agonists are ushering in a new era of metabolic medicine. Researchers are already exploring next-generation compounds that combine GLP-1 with other hormones such as GIP and glucagon, aiming for even greater efficacy in weight loss and glucose control. These polyagonists, currently in clinical trials, could further expand the therapeutic frontier and offer more personalized options for patients with complex metabolic needs. In the broader context of healthcare, the GLP-1 GLP-1 revolution represents a pivotal moment. For decades, obesity and type 2 diabetes have been among the most challenging conditions to treat effectively, contributing to enormous human suffering and financial cost. Now, with the advent of GLP-1-based therapies, there is tangible hope. As with any medical breakthrough, careful stewardship, equitable access, and continuous research will be essential to ensure that this promise is fulfilled responsibly and inclusively. As society adapts to the implications of these drugs, conversations around health will likely evolve. Employers, insurers, governments, and individuals will need to grapple with questions of cost, access, and long-term strategy. But one thing is certain: the old paradigms of weight loss and diabetes management are being redefined. The path forward may still be complex, but the tools at our disposal have never been more powerful. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive into GLP-1 drugs insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future content on breakthroughs in health, science, and medicine. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy.